suffer a fool. I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. Suffer a fool. I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. You've seen me stumble, and you've seen me fall. You have seen me.
Hello and welcome to a new week in our series titled Solace for the Struggling. Today is day 6 of that series, and the ideas, information and questions presented in it have been primarily drawn from the book of Proverbs and the work of the Christian psychologist Dr. Henry Cloud. They were in his video 10 Tips for Navigating Hard Times. Part of the point of this series is that understanding that we will face hard times, and it's useful to have some tools for dealing with such occasions. This video and the videos in this series hopes to present some of those tools. One of the premises is that in the same way there are things people can do to improve their physical health, there are things that people can sometimes do that will help them to improve their mental health. Each day we'll look at a question. Today's question is this: are you prone to catastrophizing? So, to what extent do you often find yourself imagining worst case scenarios? Are you prone to making mountains out of molehills? A comical quote attributed to both Mark Twain and Winston Churchill says this: "I am an old man and have known a great many troubles. Most of them never happen." I wonder what percentage of us would be able to look back on our lives and say that the majority of our worst fears never came true. But we still suffered somewhat as a result of them anyway, because of our own imagination. Everyone faces struggles and sorrows, but it is possible that for some of us, our level of happiness is notably affected by worrying about possible setbacks and negative scenarios that will probably never occur. This is sometimes known as catastrophic thinking or catastrophizing, where individuals often assume the worst possible outcome in a situation, even when there is little or no evidence to support that. An article in Psychology Today describes it this way: everyone has negative thoughts, but for many people, negative thinking can spin out of control and out of proportion to the reality of a situation. A relatively modest error, disappointment or source of embarrassment, or even the possibility of one, can sometimes become, in one's mind, a cause for major fear or despair, in short, a catastrophe. Now, it can be good and useful to plan ahead or to try to foresee problems before they arise. There is an Old Testament proverb that says this: "The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty." But some of us may be prone to think in ways that feed feelings of anxiety and despair, magnifies problems and minimises potential solutions. That would help nobody. Another proverb states this: "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." I think that one way people of faith can guard their heart is to aim to follow the counsel of the Apostle Paul, who wrote to the church in Philippi, Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So may God help us to see our lives and our futures and our problems in a way that is positive, practical, and leads to peace.
You've seen me stumble, and you've seen me fall. You have seen me on my knees, and you have heard me call. I've seen you patient, and I've seen you kind. I have seen you making sure I was not left behind. Suffer a fool, I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. Suffer a fool, I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. I'm fast to anger, and I'm quick to judge, and I will point a finger, and I will hold a grudge. You've seen my shadows, the places where I hide, and you are always waiting for me on the other side. Suffer a fool, I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. Suffer a fool, I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me. Suffer a fool, I can hardly believe someone as wise as you could suffer a fool like me.